he talks about how he was over, I don't know how many Satanists, call them churches. He was like the bishop.
You gotta be kidding me.
What was in her heart? You don't know what sin she'd committed. You don't know how much unbelief was there. You don't know whether she hated her husband.
I don't think so.
Why would anybody spend so much time ranting and raving about something that they don't believe in?
Really?
Welcome to Skeptics Brew Pub with Brother Brewer. And welcome to episode 49 of Skeptics Brew Pub. I'm your host, Brother Brewer, and tonight's show is a little bit different than what we usually do. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a really rough couple of weeks, so since I missed last week and the week before was kind of a misfire, I thought maybe we could do something a little bit more lighthearted, and I found out that my little nephew, well, I can't call him little anymore because he's about to turn 17, but he is actually a YouTube sensation right now, so I thought I could go ahead and have him on. If you guys could go ahead and welcome Cooky Fuzzy onto the show. How you doing, Cooky?
I'm doing all right tonight, yeah. School just ended, so I'm happy.
Yeah, was it today your last day?
Yeah, it was mainly today. For most people, some still have to go back because they're too irresponsible to turn all their homework in and all that.
Yeah, Spud and Rory's last day is Friday, and then Sunday, Eli's heading off to Camp Quest for a week-long summer camp. So,
that'll be fun.
Yeah, Camp Quest. For the folks that are listening, y'all are probably familiar with that, but it's a week-long summer camp for children that are in secular families or families that aren't necessarily religious. It's very non-religious. They do a lot of science stuff along with the usual hiking, archery, fishing, that kind of thing. That happens every summer, and this will be Spud's second year going out to do that, and the kids can go out there and be themselves and not have to worry about any pressures from any kind of religious intolerance or any kind of bullying or anything like that, and it's just really fun for them. But that's what he's going to be doing this summer. What have you got planned?
Well, for one, that sounds like a summer camp for me.
Well, I could definitely hook you up.
Yeah. Well, my plans for the summer, I'm going to try to be more active on my channel, try to recruit more subscribers and viewers, because have you seen my channel lately? I mean, a lot of views have gone down. My subscriber rate is good, but my views have gone way down. My subscribers, I have 2,100 something. And my views, however, have not surpassed, my recent videos have not surpassed 50.
Oh, wow. But, you're doing better than me, though, because my show, I probably get about 100 and maybe anywhere between 50 and 100 listens a week just on the show. It depends on who's on and what content, but so you're doing pretty good. You've got, and I've seen a few of your shows. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what you do on your show?
Well, I react to YouTube videos, and yes, they're under fair use. A lot of people confuse reaction videos nowadays because they confuse whether it is on fair use. And it clearly says that when one of the fair use is comment, and that's usually what I am. I'm commenting on the videos by, you know how the video is on the bottom of the screen? Yeah, I usually show part of it nowadays. I used to show all of it back then, but now I show part of it because, kind of like quoting in English class when you're quoting for an essay and stuff like that. I'm not using all their content, and a lot of people, and some of my fans don't like that, but they have to deal with it. And I also do Q&As, monthly Q&As, but I postponed my May Q&A, and I'm also pushing back my June Q&A to May 30th because May 7th was my first year anniversary of my channel being created, and May 30th is the first year anniversary of my first video being being posted.
Well, congratulations on that! Happy anniversary!
Thanks.
Now you of course live out in my in my old hometown. We're not going to say where that is because number one, I really don't want to talk about the place too much. But has it really changed a whole lot? I mean, I know that when I was growing up there was a little bit of a progressive bend to it with some folks, but a lot of it was still very ultra conservative, very very right wing. Is it still that way a lot over there?
Well, they're still conservative, but I can see the transformation in some people that they're going on the more liberal side, but at the same time, they're still keeping their conservative beliefs. There's not a lot of people at school anymore that are ultra conservative like that, except a couple of teachers. But the students there, they're mostly on the liberal side because, all the laws with same-sex marriage and abortion has changed, their opinion on it. Most of them. Some of them even changed it entirely. There's even atheists down there. There's a lot of them down there.
Really?
And they're become a multicultural.
That it's becoming a lot more progressive.
If it's another word for liberal, because I'm not sure.
But that's usually what I mean by liberal. I like to use the word progressive instead because it gives an idea of more moving forward instead of trying to hold back. But that's cool. Now, a couple of other things about your show. What's the YouTube channel called? I mean, is it just Cooky Fuzzy or?
Well, it used to be called Fuzzy Reaction String back when I first made it. And then I changed the name because, for one, I want to do more than reactions, and I was finally doing that. And the name Fuzzy Reaction String just didn't fit anymore because it had the word reaction in it, implying that it's just only a reaction channel. So I changed it to Cooky Fuzzy. And unlike Fuzzy Reaction String, that name actually has a meaning to it because cookies are like one of my favorite desserts. And fuzzy is like my favorite texture.
Oh, okay. Well, pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I know you said you do a lot of the reaction videos. What kind of reaction videos have you done recently?
Well, I've seen some pretty messed up crap. I'm like a freaking cop, but I haven't watched a lot of them lately. Like I reacted to funniest commercials and coincidences in history and strange Google autocompletes. Okay. By the way, Barack Obama apparently is a cactus. I don't know why.
That seems pretty interesting.
Yes. They also searched other things like Barack Obama is your new bicycle. And Barack Obama is the Antichrist. And I actually heard people say that Barack Obama is the Antichrist. Yeah. And there's also Barack Obama is a Muslim. And I even said that was a possibility. And
I don't know because, I mean, he, let's see. His wife never wears a hijab. He
there's
drinks.
A chance that it's probably a multicultural family then. Because she could not be Muslim.
But he drinks, and but he drinks alcohol. He's just the worst Muslim ever. He really is. If he's a Muslim, he's the worst one ever. Because
I know.
No.
Yeah, but then there was another one, and it was the funniest one I've ever seen, and it's not the cactus one. Mm-hmm. Barack Obama is gay.
Well, I could. That would be funny. Let's see. It would be like, no, I see here. Never mind. That would be a fun one to kind of try to imagine there. I'll have to get some friends on that.
Yeah, along with the first African American president, you also got your first LGBT president. Yay!
Well, the first open one anyway. There you go. Oh no, but so what's I know there's people that listen to this show from all over the world. What's it like growing up in small town America? I mean, what's it like there? Can I give someone an idea of if you're walking through the town, what do you do for fun? What do you see?
It's not a very fun place, and it's not a really fun experience. Although in small towns better than being in the countryside, I can tell you that. I knew you grew up in the countryside, and I'm allowed to walk around town, every now and then. I don't really do that often because it's very, very boring. I do, even though I live by a grocery store where I can, get food and water and whenever I need it and stuff like that, and a post office and everything. But it's still pretty boring, especially since it's not very densely populated, especially my school. My school is very, very small. There's only like 150 to 250 kids that go only in the high school alone. And the high school is barely even a high school. It's joined with the junior high and the elementary. And they don't even have a middle school anymore. They took it down because of budget cuts. And that must have been one major thing, because their budget has been raising lately ever since they took down the middle school. But yet it's still sad. And they took it down my freshman year, and it was so sad, because middle school was one of the best years ever, mainly because everything's not on your permanent record. and you get have a fun childhood and things like that. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, especially, has been leading the middle school drama movement. So,
okay, yeah, I remember going there. I think my graduating class was 56 people. I think back when I went, and that was in 92. I think I'm dating myself there. So
yeah, it was 1992. I see your picture in the cafeteria every day with your class.
Oh gosh.
And
oh yeah,
it's in the cafeteria, so it's
wonderful.
pretty common.
Wonderful. Yeah, well, they misspelled my name on the class walkout there too, right?
They did?
Uh-huh. Well, they may have fixed it since then, but the first year I went from being according to the name anyway, from being a skinny white kid to a black lady, because they spelled it Davida. My name was Davida Adkins. I was like, no.
I would have sued the school if they did that to mine.
I thought it was hilarious. I didn't like the school much anyway. I mean, I flipped the bird to the principal, so.
Neither does your dad either. I mean, I don't know why, but he hates it. Like strongly hates it.
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, a lot of it was probably because of the way that me and, well, not my brothers so much, but I had a really rough time in school. And a lot of it was because, well, I just wasn't quite what they would consider normal. So I got bullied a lot, and I was also smart, and so I wasn't challenged by the school, but they couldn't do anything to really keep my interest or keep me challenged. So it was, I know we were constantly going round and round with the school about different things. So.
Yeah, well, I don't run my school either. I'm a totally different island compared to that. But they still respect me. They still love me, and I still have friends. So. Well,
I'm glad to hear that. Because
yeah.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that things are a lot better than they were when I was growing up there. Because when I was growing up there, it was just not any fun for kids like me. But.
I doubt even if I will ever get my name on the sidewalk, because for one, they're starting to run out of space. They only have up to 2012 already down, and they're not doing more lately. They haven't been, so I don't know if they're going to pave over the class or if they're just going to stop that tradition entirely. I can understand why if they do, because the school is not as financially good anymore.
Yeah, well,
they cut middle school, for God's sake.
Yeah, well, it never really was, but it was, it really wasn't uber funded to, really big funded to begin with, because it is a small town. And for me, education is one of those things that I'm really, really big on. I don't, Chris and I are involved with Spud and Rory's school, where we want to make sure that they're challenged. And fortunately, we're in, here in Walmart Mecca, where we've got bigger schools, so they can, they can apply themselves more, and there are things for them. But yeah, if we were there where you are, I don't know, I would probably be pulling what's left of my hair out.
Yeah, but Targa Constantinople here. Yeah, that's a good name for it. It's still not really a good town anyway. I just wanted to say Targa Constantinople, to be honest.
I like it though. Yeah. Yeah, I would, I'm not sure if I were to name it, I I'd probably call it Juneberry because it's a little bit overripe, not quite like Mayberry.
And well, speaking of rape, it's the thing I like about it is still with nature and trees and everything. It's like looking at an enchanted wallpaper, kind of, without all the roads. It's kind of looking like at that, and it's really beautiful. And here's a weird fact: there was a tree in my backyard that was struck by lightning, and it's literally 10 feet from my house.
Wow!
But it's still growing leaves, and it's still growing these berry things. They're not edible berries, but they look like berries, and they're still growing flowers and bushes out from the roots.
Cool.
Yeah, it's actually interesting.
Now, it's been a while since we've talked, but are you still interested in becoming a meteorologist, or is that something that's passed?
I don't know. I mean, I thought of becoming like an actor or something like that, or things like that. And my acting thing is like starting to get more towards me instead of meteorology. Meteorology would be a great job, but I also thought of doing the jobs that involve the law or even forensics, things like that. Although I will never be a forensic pathologist because I can't even handle dissections at school. It will kill me when it comes to autopsies.
Oh, that was some of my favorite stuff. I
just don't like that. I feel like a serial killer every time I do this because I'm literally cutting open and playing with their organs, and our biology teacher is rough with them. Like, I don't even have a heart to hurt the deceased body of this animal when I'm like cutting its tissue and stuff. But she is like digging her hands in there just to like find the kidneys and stuff like that.
Yeah, my biggest problem, and it's probably one of the reasons I never became a surgeon, was that I always cut myself. I'd be in there with
I never cut myself.
I cut myself with that scalpel every time, and let me tell you, formaldehyde in a cut does not feel good. That's But I got when we were doing my senior year way back when I was in anatomy and physiology, and we got to do things like we dissected a fetal pig, and
I dissected a fetal pig too, and
that was amazing.
I ended up doing most of the work on that one. The other guy was a real wuss, and I was the one that pulled the dead pig out of the freaking bag, emptied the oil out and all the juice out, and it was nasty. And did you just say yum?
Yummy.
So that was just, it smelled bad. The classroom smelled like dead animals for. It kind of still has traces of that now.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Still, to me, it was
especially after
fascinating though.
Have you guys dissected sharks?
Did we just? We couldn't afford sharks.
Well, we dissected sharks this year, and it was torturous.
Oh man,
there's shark oil all over my table, and there was, and the most disgusting part was that shark oil got on my nose, and it squirted on my nose, and it was terrible. And I remember looking at my biology teacher and saying, "Could you gotten us face masks too?"
That would have probably been nice. Yeah. Those were the days back then. I can. I liked the sciences like biology and stuff when I was a kid. I mean, I don't know. Of course, I wound up going into medical later on, so never became a doctor, but I wound up doing a lot of that stuff. But
that now school's ended and my junior year's coming. I get to take chemistry.
Ooh.
And I heard chemistry's pretty tough, especially on the equation sheets. I looked at the equation sheets it was just a playful thing. One of my friends were like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And so I look at this, and it was filled with all these freaking uppercase and lowercase letters and plus signs and square signs. I'm like, I look at her and I'm like, "Are you kidding? Is the teacher drunk? What the heck?"
Yeah, I have a feeling. See, I know that Spud's going to be, when he gets up to that level, he's going to be either going to be the kid that either he's going to invent a new element while he's in the chemistry lab, or he's going to wind up, him and a friend are going to blow it up.
I'll probably see the blowing up part.
Because Spud's,
or maybe both.
Yeah.
Maybe both. They'll blow something
Spud's
up
really
and create
big
an
into.
element.
Spud's also really big into science right now. He loves everything to do about animals and biology and stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure when he gets up to a fetal pig or something like that, he's going to change his mind.
Yeah, he cried when I was having to cut trees down outside the other day. So he was crying for the trees.
I don't blame him. I would have cried too. In fact, I saw someone cutting a tree down while I was walking home from school, and I don't know why, but I screamed, and I'm like, no,
no, the tree.
And all these people were just looking at me like I was some crazy lunatic.
Oh, hey, when you're doing your shows, this is kind of off topic, but when you're doing your shows, are you using headphones, or do you use your computer's microphone or your webcam's microphone, or how are you doing it?
Well, it really depends on what I'm using. Like I use a MacBook now, and I'm using it for now. So I usually use the mic on this if I'm using headphones. But back then, when I used to record on my phone, I didn't really need a microphone because the mic was, on this phone, like right around here. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really need it. And it was more high quality too. And there was no glare on the lighting coming from up there whenever that's on. That's why I always have to turn that on and point it up.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something that you can do, is either point it up, or is it like one of those arm lights that you can point, or is it just or is it like just a lamp? It's
here. Let me see if I could show you real quick.
Okay.
I can't really. Wait, I can turn my camera. Hold on. Sorry, I apologize for the mess.
Whoa! Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, it's one of those bendy things.
Well, what you can do with that, because I use it's what I use for my lighting when I'm doing videos is just a Walmart work lamp. The one that's got the big aluminum cup behind the light, and I point it at the wall in front of me when I'm recording, and then that way the light that's hitting me is reflecting off of the wall, so it's not as harsh. And that's something that you can try. I learned that when I was working for that banjo company taking pictures. And if you do that, and if you have a white sheet, kind of hang that white sheet up where you're going to shine that light, and then let it reflect back on you. Let the light just reflect off of that sheet onto you, and it's a softer light, so it won't be as harsh, and you'll still be bright and people will still be able to see you. So that's a couple of things that I learned. But I was going to ask, because I've got an extra one of these things. I don't know if you've ever seen these.
I don't think so. It looks like a microphone.
It is
in a certain angle. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
This is it's called.
Looks like one of those microphones that Marilyn Manson used in his Sweet Dreams music video. Except there was light coming from it, and it was kind of weird.
Yeah, well, it's a USB mic. It's called a Blue Snowball, and I know a lot of YouTubers use it, and they can just set it on the desk, and it picks up sound a lot better than the mic on your computer, and it's a lot better quality. I've got an extra one I could probably bring to you if next time I come into town.
Yeah, that actually sounds nice. Thank you.
Yeah. I can't do much as far as video goes, because I'm still you've got a lot more experience in the video department than I do, but I can at least help you with your audio.
Yeah, well, same thing. How long have you been active on YouTube? How long has your channel been?
Well, this is episode 49. I started back in, I would say I've probably been at this now for almost a year and a half.
Almost a year and a half? That's longer than me, actually. And I'm surprised you're not filled with envy already, because I have 2,000 subscribers, and I know.
I know. I know, but true. And but a lot of my content too is a lot more highbrow. Like I've had LGBT activists on my show. I talked to a Bible scholar that he's a retired Bible scholar. He taught Bible at University of North Carolina. Let's see, some other folks that I've talked to. I talked to another nationally syndicated podcaster that's in Tulsa that's got his show he has over 1 million subscribers to his, and he tours the country giving talks and stuff. So, you know,
wow.
But you know, our shows too do two different things, because where you're doing reaction videos and having a good time, I'm having a good time, but I'm also sitting and trying to get people's stories, you know, and that's kind of what we're doing here, is I just want to, you know, talk and let people know who you are. And that way, you know, people, I think that helps people connect a lot more. And I also like to be a voice out there for folks that, you know, maybe don't necessarily fit in because either they're, you know, either they're in the LGBT community and they're having to hide, or they're, you know, in a place where that's not welcome, or they're atheists, or they're secular, or they're just marginalized in some way, to let them know that they're not alone, and that there's other people out there, and that we do care, and that we're out there fighting for you, you know, just to...
Yeah, it's very, very stupid that these LGBT people have to hide their identities because, like, their parents are so fundamentalist, or their grandparents, or whoever they live with, or that their friends are too fundamentalist, that they go to a Catholic church or a Pentecostal church or some other church that isn't so pro homosexuality, or even like on the strong side of anti-LGBT, and it's very torturous for these people. And that's why I support, one of the reasons why I support LGBT community in the first place, because for one, why be in a community that spreads hate when you could be in a community that spreads love?
Exactly. And,
like Jesus did.
Yeah. And for me also, I really don't think if it's not something that hurts anybody and it's consenting adults, who cares? You know?
Well, the only thing I can't see that hurts somebody is like if they get like STDs or AIDS or something like that.
Well, even if they do that,
that's not physical harm.
Yeah,
really. It's more
even
internal.
And even in that, though, they were two consenting adults, so that's fine. You know, you knew everything about it. You both consented to it. That's great. Go have fun. Do whatever you want to do. You can, you know, you can go out there and slap cows. I don't care. Just
Little over the line there, Brother Brewer.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh man, but yeah, so let's see. I think actually we're coming pretty close here to the end of the half hour, so I guess we're going to have to probably call it quits for tonight. I want to thank you again for coming on. It's been really fun talking to you.
It's been fun talking to you. If hopefully we could do this again.
Yeah, I hope so. And if folks wanted to get onto your channel and see what you know, and maybe see some of the stuff you do, how would they find you?
You could leave a link in the description below to my channel. And I also plan to get my subscribers to see your channel, maybe subscribe to you, see your videos, which probably, like, don't be surprised if your channel all of a sudden goes up to 50 or 100 subscribers.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
On the day you post it, I'll make a video saying that I did a podcast with Brother Brewer, and I urge you to subscribe to his channel, check out the podcast.
Awesome. Yeah, I could really use the bump. Yeah, thank you for that. Well, and like I said, that's going to wrap us up tonight here for the show. If you want to find me here at Skeptics Brew Pub, you can go to skepticsbrewpub.com. That's the website. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/beer and blasphemy. I also have an email, brotherbrewer@skepticsbrewpub.com. And if you want to help me keep the lights on and keep the show running, you can go to my Patreon page at patreon.com/skepticsbrewpub and make a per episode donation so that we can go ahead and try to keep the lights on and keep bringing you quality content like this all the time. So in any case, for Cooky Fuzzy and for me, I want to say thank you guys. And remember, believe nothing that you hear, half of what you see, and never have a serious conversation without a 2-drink minimum. Good night, guys.